Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything in relationship, and I'm your host, Franca. On the show with me tonight, we're flying solo. Jacinta Powell, my girl, married cancer. See, in fact, when I call you a marriage cancer, I'm like, is it because I know her? She's in the highway. It's not. Jacinta is a marriage counselor, and we also have Precious Ode is with us. In fact, I'm surrounded by counselors today. Precious, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You and Jacinta, when I go counsel me today because I don't know anything regarding counseling. I go to
I
school,
don't
but
understand.
you don't understand. I go to school, but I not be student for that class. I go to school, but I not be student. Worldly things not let me. Worldly things not allow the thing assimilate. I like quarrel, so you not let me. You not let me take the things where they teach well. Okay, so please note that you can call us. You can call in to join these conversations via our WhatsApp number 081 90384663 or call in to have a conversation with us while we're discussing on 07025007749 or 07014242420. Please, I beg I dey beg you now. Now go just see fine girl go dey beg dey cry on national TV. People should subscribe. Please, our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV. And if you just like, you can just follow us on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere you see Official Upgrade TV, just follow. Abi?
Yes,
Make we just the beg, make they follow us so
I
that we
know,
know
right?
that the ministry is moving.
I know.
Yes,
So
so
today we're discussing how to spark alive or how to revive your love in long term relationships, how to always keep that spark in your relationship. And why this topic is very dear to me is because I see a lot of old couples. One person is unhappy, the other, they're in the marriage, no doubt, but they're not in like in good
Into one
places.
another.
Yes, they're not into, so they're just cohabiting.
Yeah.
But when something happens, you now see them. But I just feel that for somebody you're going to be spending that length of that amount of time with, you should just give in everything and make sure that that person is your go to. That person is the person that I don't know how to define it, how to say it, but that person should just be, how the teeth and the tongue is. That person is your 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So you
yes.
quarrel, you settle, you fight, you settle, but it's that person that knows you in and out, and it's that person that when you're down, you can relate with. If people understand that this is the only person that will be by you at every point in time, trust me, you would know how to treat that person on intent. You know how to treat that person.
I'm so
Jacinta,
sorry.
I don't know why you're looking at me. Jacinta, I honestly don't know why you're looking at me.
Okay.
But I'm passionate about this conversation. Stop looking at me.
Okay.
Please
I'll try not
ignore Jacinta. Precious, what do you think about this conversation or the topic?
It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. Um, because these two people are not in the same place. It's a long-term relationship.
It's not a long
They've
distance
had it for
relationship.
a while, probably 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry, long term. So they've had it for
So
at least
these
five
are for
years and
people
above.
who, yeah, so these are for people who have been married or partners for more than 10, 15 years,
20.
20,
Yeah, 30.
40, 50. How are they able to just keep that spark, how it was when they were young? That same
Yes,
feeling,
so they
how
can
to keep
how
it.
to avoid see finish inside the relationship.
My sister, I forget saying potato today. That's it. How to avoid see finish. Yes.
So mm, find new things to do together because you're used to doing the same old same old. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, you go to your place of business, you come back in the evening. It's just to have dinner and go to bed.
Okay.
And your conversations are just basically, how was your day? Fine. You, how was your day? Fine. Was there traffic? No. I hope the kids did not disturb you. No. and then that's it. So
Okay.
you need to find new things to do together so you can create new memories.
So
You
while you
already
were
have
just
the old one,
speaking,
so you need to learn how to create new memories.
I was just thinking, is it possible not to see the person finish? It's not possible. And you see that see finish, now they even they spark the relationship. That's what some to an extent, if you guys have an understanding. Like Jacinta, I don't see you finish now. Do you understand? So what I mean is, you just get comfortable with the person. If being comfortable with the person is see finish, then it's needed.
Very, yeah.
Because
Yes.
I think that you should be able to fart in front of the person.
Oh my God.
You should be able to
Yes.
poo in front of the person. And be
Uh-huh.
like, not very sorry. That means that person knows. For
There's
some
some sort
people,
of
that's the definition of being open with somebody. You know, not the one you go to stiff around somebody you've been with for 20 years. Is it possible?
okay. I'd like to chip in. So, regarding sea finish, I'd say that it depends. Like that is some to some great extent, pulling in front of the person, and farting in front of the person because it depends on how you're living together, how you live. Maybe if you share the same room and of course it's the same bathroom, there'll be times where you obviously have to pull and the person will be there. But some people live in houses where they have their own section and they do all the naughty things or the nasty things there. And then, so you don't get to see it even in the 20 years of the marriage, so that is that. But I would also, I would just like to point out that long-term relationships, yeah, it's deeply fulfilling, of course, but it takes great deal intentionality, great effort to actually pull through. And like
Yeah.
delicious, oh, precious, like precious has, yeah, but like precious has said, you have to break the monotony, meaning that the 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 constant, like the, what's the word now, you have to break the the everyday regular, like what it
Regular
is.
activities.
Yes, just the normal
Normal day to
day
day
to
and
day
putting something
activities.
different.
Yes, you must have, you have to because it becomes boring. Routine, that's the word I was looking for. So it becomes boring. You must do something different. There's no way if it's just the same. Who wouldn't get tired of the same thing? Because, and that's a see finish. See
Okay, no,
finish
but
helps
let me.
people to, what's it called it, just take life as it is. They don't. There's no effort, no intentionality again.
Okay, so I think that what you want. So when you get married or you're with someone, the things that interest you for the first 5 years, 10 years, they
It's not,
change.
of course, yeah.
So after 5, 10 years, you're going into the 11th year. For some reason, you want to try some humans. They just want to try something new. That's when you see them begin to have problems. They go outside their marriages and all that.
Yeah.
And then you find out that by the time they're getting to maybe 25 years, they want to start coming back to the house to come and meet the woman or the man. And then by the time they get to 30, 40 years, they're no longer sexually attracted or active, you know. So the reduction in all these things, I think, would affect what the relationship would be like in 40 years. Sometimes I'm thinking, my
Okay,
parents
but
still have sex.
how old are your parents?
Yeah.
Also, my dad is 76
Yeah. How old's
and
your
my
mom?
mom is 78.
Okay, but if you look at,
68, sorry.
okay, now, so you see, then I'll take it back to maybe where we are, maybe Africans or Nigerians, because if you look at white people, different, you see very old people going on vacation together.
So
On
it
the
might not
beach.
even be, it doesn't even have to be sex.
Sexual, yeah,
Yes, it's not,
emotional vulnerability,
yes, and they're just
emotional intimacy.
companionship. So you see
Yeah.
them, they're just holding
Companionship,
hands. They might not be
friendship.
doing anything, but that person is just there to hold your hands, lie down on me, things like that. I think, okay, yes,
Physical
that makes
touch.
sense. Physical touch,
Yes,
yes.
these are intimacy that is very necessary. When the sexual aspect, when it dies, there's emotional vulnerability where you say nice gestures. Oh, I love you. pardon me, you're the best thing that has ever happened to me. Or, you tell the person, without you, I don't know where my life would be. Just those sort of appreciation then comes into play. Like you said, when it's about 5 or 10 years, the things that you want are no longer the things that you
Things,
want
yeah.
in 20 years. So if you were very,
Yeah.
if you loved having sex and doing all that naughty stuff, you can't do them anymore when you're old. Yeah, I said that. So you see what I mean. So these things. So there's change is inevitable,
Yeah.
and you must be open to change.
Okay.
And you must know that we are evolving human beings, and at some point we want something else. But you see, there's a lot. Most times there's conflict when that person doesn't want maybe the same goals that they want, or the same, whatever. The other partner does not know how to deal with it anymore, and you see that at that point in time, there's always conflict, and that's time that's very sensitive. You have to be there for your partner. You have to give them the benefit of the doubt. You have to obviously encourage them and so much more. So yeah, people need to understand that change is inevitable. And because she wanted to be maybe a doctor or a lawyer, you married her because she's a doctor or a lawyer, or the man you married him because he's whatever, a politician or whatsoever. Now he wants to sit at home. Now she wants to sit at home, and then you're finding it very difficult to cope. So that's one of the things that I think people should also consider when it comes to
and I think
long-term
that these
relationships.
things also affect because some people carry anger
Of course, yes.
transferred. Will I say it's transferred, built up, because maybe there was something that they didn't sort out or talk about maybe in the first 10 years of the marriage, and then it gets into the 15th year, and it gets into the 20th year, and she's still, or he is
Is
still
bitter about,
is still bitter
like,
about those things.
I lost my life,
know,
and
I
things
lost
like
my-
that.
And so that's the thing that's always happening. And you hear people saying,
Well, sorry,
I gave in.
sorry to coach you in.
Yeah.
Okay, look at the problem. Let's be honest. Most women, or maybe men, they pretend into marriages.
Jacinta,
No,
see,
no,
Jacinta,
no,
today-
delicious, please.
Jacinta, today I don't want to quarrel. I just got to beg you.
No,
I don't
If
want
you
to
want
there's
to
a
start
lot
going
of
that way,
pretense.
Precious, you said what? Because you
If
don't,
we
when she
go
don't
that
speak this
way,
are English, don't they do? There's a lot of pretense with
Yes,
men.
no.
In one quarrel.
I find out that most people who have these problems that you just spoke about, because they come into the marriage pretending to be who they are not.
Please
And now,
explain, Auntie.
yes, okay, so look at it now. You're talking about, okay, the person become bitter after several years because the person had lied their way into the person's house or the person's heart.
No, but so why do you
No,
think that's
tell
what
me.
it is?
No, but a lot of times, no, the desperation to get married most of
Mm-hmm.
the time has led a lot of women and men, to be in relationships or marriages that they don't like after a while because they forget that once you're now married, what next?
Okay, so but why are you saying they lied about something? That's why one party is bitter.
Because now they cannot truly express themselves with the kind of things they like. Okay, let's look at it sexually now. Intimacy. Some might say I'm a church girl, or maybe I don't do such things or such positions. Maybe you
Or
thought,
say nearly virgin.
thank you, maybe once in a lifetime I never did anything again.
Hey, just the cap. I said today I was going to be this holy. In fact, today,
you know,
No, it can't be you.
you, Franca.
today,
It's not possible.
and I don't know, it's because it's Jacinta. Today I said I was going to be quiet. I'll just listen.
No,
I'll not go talk a share thing. I'm not go. But Jacinta is putting words
to be
into my
honest,
mouth.
yeah, because this is about love. Let me tell you,
Okay.
intimacy is very important in every relationship. Forget about whatever
Yes.
anyone has to say. It's
Okay.
the foundation of marriage.
Okay.
Fine, they say communication is the foundation of marriage. They say all sorts, but intimacy is one of them. If you notice when a man is grumbling or he's angry, check it out. You haven't given him what he needs.
Give him the
You haven't given him that thing and how he wants it, or maybe whatsoever. Yeah, and most of the time, think about it. When he's upset with you, go back and see what happened. It's just that thing. So back to what I was saying
what you were
about
saying.
pretense. You see, when you start to lie, if you've made lie, if lying has become your foundation to anything, it cannot stand for so long, because maybe you've lied, and some people lie. You'll be shocked at the kind of lies some people can say.
Jacinta, please give us
What
the
you
way
can.
you're talking. It's like say somebody don't lie to
Some
you.
people even lie about their family, their background.
Precious, there's a lie that Jacinta wants to talk about.
Yes, no, I'm just trying to sugarcoat it a little bit. There's some lies that, as a counselor, you cannot drop your jaw when you hear about some kind of lies. Some people even lie about their heritage, their family.
Yeah.
Some people even lie about their heritage, their family. Fine, they say communication is the foundation of marriage. They say all sorts, but intimacy is one of them. If you see, if you notice when a man is grumbling or he's angry, check it out. You haven't given him what he needs.
Mm-hmm.
just to belong in some certain,
But I don't think
life.
those kind of that kind of person is well.
But that's another topic for another day.
That person is not
but I would
well.
say that when you start
Exactly.
lying from the beginning, you will lie and lie throughout the marriage. And trust me, when the guy finally finds out, or it could be man or woman, finally finds out that you're a deceitful person, the annoyance, the anger, there's no way. Most of the time, it would definitely
Okay,
not
so
lead to
as
such
much
a
as I agree with you
good
that okay,
marriage.
lying could cause that, but I don't think that's the situation in every case. Because why I say that is I've seen or heard about where there's no lie. It's just that both of them are not communicating well. So they are not able to say exactly what they are thinking. There are no lies. Everybody knows family. Nobody is pretending to be this. Okay. So, okay, now where lie comes in, and maybe the man likes to cheat. But initially, he wasn't. But guess what? It's possible he didn't even want to cheat. But after 5 years, after 10 years, he's tired of the same egusi soup and wants to try ogbono. And then he has friends who say, Bobo, so are you telling me that in 10 years you never chop any other thing? And he tries it and say, oh, more, there's life here. Do you understand? That could even lead to
Yeah.
serious problems.
No, but sometimes it might not even lead to serious problems.
No, you don't get it. I'm just saying it might not just be a lie.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
good.
so it might not be a lie. I get that part of lies, and I think you're so passionate about it because person don't talk one heavy lie where you not feel understand, But then I think that it's beyond lies. It's sometimes
I think lying is a part of it.
Yeah, lying is a
It's
part
not,
of it.
you know.
Sometimes when you lie to yourself too, that you can tolerate certain things, and at the end of the day, you find out that you know what is not working.
Yes, because you can also lie to yourself. It
Yes,
could be
you can
about
also lie to
you as well.
yourself. Yes.
And I always say that if you see, you cannot give or expect long term anything if you're not long term yourself. What am I trying to say? Okay,
Yeah.
or I want to be in long term relationship. There are many. There are a lot of. There are many things you have to do to be in that state of mind to actually even be in a long term anything, because it takes commitment, it takes effort, it takes intentionality, and so much more.
And it takes less. I'm thinking of the word.
Okay, so if you don't love yourself enough, if you don't know what exactly it is that you need as a person,
Less
self-awareness, of course, less expectation, and so much more, you cannot even be in such a relationship. You cannot give it because what you don't have, you can't give. So first of all, you need self-care. So I would say you have to be emotionally vulnerable, you have to be physically fit, and you have to be mentally sound to actually even be in such a relationship.
Long-term.
Yeah, to be in a long-term relationship. It starts with you first.
So our parents that got married, I don't think they knew what was self-awareness or what is self-awareness, or you understand. So how would you say they actually coped being married for 50 years?
I don't want to be limited though, but I think our parents, the ideology of marriage was very different to them. It was not
Yeah,
a
it
love me, I
was.
love you thing. It was more like a partnership and living together
Contract,
and
like you
raising
always say.
kids. So there was not a lot of emotions and feelings attached to it, because most of the time emotions and feelings are always a lie. And it makes us do what we're not supposed to do, and we take the wrong decisions if it's just based on our emotions. But then they were not allowed to have emotions and feelings. You were just allowed to do your duty.
Okay, so but then how do they deal with old age? Because you now find out that when they are together, as in when they get older, okay, so it might not be love. It's just it might just be
A way of
concern.
life. And it's just a way of life. It's like I said to you, it's psychological. When your brain
Yeah.
is programmed in a certain type of way, you move according to it.
No, what I'm even saying is by the time they spend 50 years together and then they're getting old, you just find out that the animosity and the anger is subdued by
their children,
okay,
especially when they become
children.
successful.
Okay.
So then I think what they do is they move attention to the kids, and they just fight for their children, pray for their children, hear from their children. It's all about their children.
So, but at that point, you now see them, they begin to get along well.
Because now those things don't matter. If you marry 3, 4 wives, it doesn't matter anymore. They've, like you said, they've grown beyond this. If they wanted any sort of emotional attachment or whatever, they don't need it anymore. So they know that, okay, in the next 10, 20 years, I'm going to die. So it might as well just maybe any wrong, they try to make it right.
So, because, in fact, now that you have said that, we're having this conversation. Precious, what do you think? If people really know that from age 65 to let's even say from 65 or 70, you can't start jumping, you can't be jumping around. So you need that
Yeah.
person, you need that companion with you.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in a house with someone who you have hurt over the years, who will not even care about you. If the partners or the couple know these things, shouldn't it make them even more considerate when they're dealing with the person, or when they were dealing with the person like 25 years ago?
The truth is, it should make them more considerate. But then we're talking about two different school of people, so to speak.
Okay.
Our parents and us don't reason the same as it has to do with relationships and marriage.
Okay.
What our parents took as normal, we don't. So our parents didn't have most of the dialogue, most of the communication that goes on right now between couples. Our parents were not privileged. Most of them were not privileged to have those type of discussions.
Okay.
I mean, what were you going to be discussing with a man who is your husband? He has told you this is what he wants for the family. You can't even argue. It's going to be my husband said this, my husband said that.
I'm agreeing.
Marriages of these days, people tend to have opinions that are actually being listened to.
Okay. I'm on an office. I
So
want to ask
right
question.
now, the people in relationships right now are conscious about these things we're talking about, because they know that they stand the chance to lose this person if they don't put in the work. And it goes both ways. It's not just men, doing it to women. It goes both ways.
Okay.
So if you're not ready to put in the work to keep me, to make this relationship interesting and all of that, then I'm going to leave.
Isn't I do
That's why
agree?
the rate of divorce is higher now than it ever was in time past.
I think it's because they don't care. That's why the divorce is increasing. Some people don't are not ready to take crap, and the other
They
person
just
is
feel,
not ready to put in that work.
yeah,
Yeah.
so now you have options.
Yeah, you have options. But the
Okay.
question I wanted to ask, Mona Noves, Precious, you said something that time the kind of communication the parents had was weird. It's not that husband and wife kind of. Please, when they want knock, how did they talk? Precious.
Mm.
Precious, you're the sex
Yeah,
therapist.
the
You should
sex
know
therapist
this.
here. So
Okay,
tell us.
so most often than not, for parents who didn't have the gift of communication, it was more or less like,
Go inside.
once the man entered the room and off the lights, it's about to go down. So there was no taking time to know this woman's body sexually. There was no taking time to understand what this man likes. There was no total expression even for the woman because of our upbringing, especially as Nigerians. Women were not brought up to be expressive during intimate moments. So most of these women suppressed, all of those feelings. So you have people saying things like, oh, I don't know what an orgasm is. And yet they've done 30 years in marriage. And in your head, you're like, how can you not know what orgasm is? Like, doesn't
Because
your husband understand your body? Don't you understand
how
your
can they
husband's
know when
body or
now
your
when
partner's
now when they
body?
take off light, they're gonna say they want to go down.
Exactly. So we are, the younger generation is actually privileged in a way because it helps you to have a longer lasting relationship. Because now you talk. So
No, but
he does something I
I don't
don't
think
like.
we have a longer lasting
I
relationship
don't
even
think
with
so. Just
that. I don't think
I don't
so.
think so. Even with the sex and everything and the plenty
am
orgasm
I am I aware
and
or
bad things,
yeah.
they don't. It doesn't. It's not helping. They get it from multiple people, so it's not helping.
Yeah.
Because they've decided to commercialize it now. Those who are actively putting in the work are still getting the best out of relationships.
We're dealing with numbers here, with statistics, and I don't think that we have the best marriages now in this present generation. I
When
don't
you
think
say
so. I
best,
think,
what do you mean by best?
as in, I don't think we have like
Exactly.
the
That's the
best.
question I wanted to ask.
Okay, so I don't think we have the best of marriages right now. When I mean the best of marriages, everybody's angry about something. But it's not like even before, the things you'll be angry about is that your husband went to go and get a second wife or something. Not that your husband is not that your husband is completely not responsible. A lot of young men now are not responsible. That's the word.
Okay, years ago, a man's word is all that he had.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
That's all that he had. That was his wealth. That was
And
his
he would
riches. That
walk,
was his dignity.
integrity.
Integrity, everything. So people tend to believe when he says, "I will do this," he's going to do it, because it was just like money. That's how valuable it was. So I think what is happening to our generation now is, man, you can't you can't you can't take anybody for what they say anymore.
Thank you.
And we all living on the edge in that way. Of course, there's no how we all cannot be mentally sane. Because what I'm supposed to take your word for it, isn't it?
And
So
then
why do I have
even-
to now start to think about it,
and
that you're
even like
lying,
that,
or I have to start to check, and all of
but
that
even at that, I think there was still a bit of respect to these things.
at that time?
At that time.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There was a bit of
Like
respect.
when a woman would work, like now, when a man marries a woman, he would say, "Okay, I'm going to take care of you, my first wife." She believes him, because then when he says it, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Then he'll tell her, even if I want to get a second wife, you are my wife, and I will be responsible for everything that you need. And she's settled. She relaxes, and then he gets another wife. But it cannot happen now, because men, it's not men. We are full of lies, and I come back to that.
Jacinta, you are this
Well,
life.
yeah, no, there's no shame in anything anymore.
Gaslighting is not.
Someone who sit down with his full suit or agbada and lie to his pants.
This
Come
Jacinta is a
on.
problem today.
Don't you have any shame? Don't you have any integrity? Don't you think of yourself as anything of in substance? Don't you? Don't you think of yourself as anything that is valuable?
So the
Why
ones
do you
that-
have
so
to lie?
must they don't
You
be
see-
agbada
you
to
see,
lie.
let me No, I'm just trying to say is, regardless of your material possession or whatever you think you are in the society, you still come down to the fact that you're nothing, because your word is supposed to mean something, and that's why women are restless. That's why you see that when a man says something, they're like, "Oh, whatever."
This one, it don't come again.
Do you understand? All bullocks, all lies. To tell me, how would they believe you and sit down at home? Because everyone is lying, and with such homes, it can never progress on.
And back
Yeah.
then, if your husband
And the
did not-
reason why we say marriages are no longer lasting these days is because the women have decided not to be understanding like our mothers.
or continue to believe the lies.
Because they don't want to believe the lies anymore. Our mothers, at least, when their
Exactly.
husbands go to war and they come back with rabbits or anything, they
know that's what they
They
came
know that's
with.
what they came with. They didn't leave anything in any other person's house. You know what I mean? They bring the rabbit home,
bring the rabbit-
and even if you are three wives, we all eat it
Oh,
together.
no, but you
so she
see,
doesn't
in all
understanding.
honesty,
and there was a
set-
trust.
there was a certain level of respect to marriages and relationship at that time. In all honesty, because
Yeah.
I see what people do now. Your guy could tell
appalling.
you say you get big. You can't do anything. What I say, I
Yeah.
beg. It's so bad that people don't even respect marriages anymore. They would even tell
At
you, the
all.
single girls will tell you, you say you marry. Not be the same, your husband, and they come meet us. Your man is not happy.
You see, yeah, I like I would say this: if you're married and you're chasing a girl, or if you're a woman and you're married and you like this guy or whatever, say what you are. I am married. I have kids. I can understand how people go about lying. They don't have children and they don't have wives or
They
husbands.
don't have a full family.
Do,
Full
do you understand?
family.
Like that is another another division of liars. Do
Make I give una gist.
you understand? Like
There
how?
was a guy, this one, not be say hearsay. There was a guy who was chasing a girl. The wife was out of the country. Do you know this guy took out all the ladies' pictures in their sitting room? Go
Can you
put them
imagine?
for store.
Because he wants to
Because
wear
he
his
had-
full
he-
regalia of
He said
deceitfulness.
he wants to wear the full
The full-
regalia
yes,
of
of a liar. You know when those days now, a nine to wear his armor, everything. That's what he's doing.
I
To
said-
sit in such shame.
Just
It's
like
ridiculous.
This guy lied that he said he was married, but that they were they're getting a divorce, and that the girl doesn't have a boy, that she has two girls,
And he wants a boy.
and that he wants
it's
a
the
boy.
same thing we're talking about.
He told this girl, he went to this girl's family. They knew him. He will go there and eat.
But then sometimes I wonder to what end?
When he chop finish, he said the girl family, they don't come settle the matter.
To what end? That's the thing.
His wife's family has come to
What
settle
time
the
does
matter
he
now.
have to, I believe such people, they cannot reach their success, their height of success in life.
They will tell you
You're
you're
putting
taking it
too
too
much,
personal.
you're putting too much effort in just that. Come on. For what exactly? Tell me. For what you can get, for what you can get anywhere. It just tells who you are and how shallow of a person you are. That's just what
so I
it
just
is.
think that values have dropped both ways.
Tremendously.
Both ways values have dropped. But what are the things we think should be done to actually keep this thing, for us to not be us want to change this part of the world. We will just talk, but do you understand? But what do you think? I think there are people who are actually trying to be better. There are people who think that, let me just do what I can do and I will get a good relationship. So what are the things that you think you need to do to put that spark in your relationship?
Anyway, I would say, like we said before, shared experiences. Of course, you have to find time for one another, irrespective of how busy the both of you are. You could go you go for dates, even if you don't have money to go on dates. You can go for a walk. Maybe you could do shared hobbies together. Maybe, run down the estate. Things that don't even need money.
Now, because you don't like money, some people, the only thing that their love language is money.
No, but no, I love money, my love. But the thing is,
I used to say that to bring that part of you out.
But I'm saying that even the little things count as well. The little things count. So you can take a walk together, have that time to communicate. Communication, like they say, is the bedrock of every, like trust and the rest of them. So communicate. Be open in your communication. Leave the lies alone. Let them stay, somewhere far off.
And I who get money, now they lie. Well, poor man don't need to lie.
Are you sure?
Poor
people lie, just to get
lies?
You, because maybe they feel that you're too big for them, or they cannot, they just tell me that their money is in the overseas, that it's coming in the container. They should wait.
Please, let's quickly go on the break. When we come back, we'll continue.
We'd be right back.
Life is made up of moments, some that lift us, others that break us. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we explore the beauty, the heartbreaks, and the incredible strength that every relationship brings into our lives. Friendship, marriages, partnerships, and everything in between.
Yes, say yes.
All the connections that shapes who we are today. Every week, we dive into the stories that define us. Stories of love, loss, heartbreaks, and healing. Real life stories from real people, just like you and I. Heartlines is where emotions meet understanding, and where we learn that we're never truly alone. Join me Mondays through Fridays at 9:30 p.m. for Heartlines, where we connect with every heart, one story at a time.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Okay, so welcome back. Please remember that you could call in to join this. In fact, we need you to call in to join this conversation. So if you need to call in, please call us on 070-2500-7749 or 070-1424-2420. Please call in and share your ideas, share your thoughts and ideas with us about what you think should be done to spike up long-term relationships. Before we went on the break, Precious, you were saying something? Do we have Precious here?
Talk about, I'm here.
Okay.
We're just trying to talk about how to spice it up. And I like, what Jacinta has already mentioned. Just to add to it, I mean, you can do a mini surprise. The surprise does not have to be big. It could be something as little as writing an I love you on a note and putting it into his pocket or something. And he gets to the office. You give him a call. You tell him, check your right, left pockets, your up, down pockets. I dropped something there for you. Something that will just put a smile on his face.
Okay.
You can surprise each other with small gifts, big gifts, whatever it is.
Okay, so
Like she
I
said, dinner night. It doesn't have to be something expensive.
trust me. You see,
Um, we call
okay,
it PDA now, public display of affection. You don't have to fully kiss the woman in public or kiss the man in public, but you can hold hands in public. Some couples don't hold hands in holding of hands just to hold hand. Link fingers together is a
they
problem
forbid.
for them.
I know. Some of them, yeah, when you're walking with them, yeah, they are walking to thy kingdom come. I don't know where it is. And the woman is left alone behind.
Jessica,
And you're
they don't
wondering,
want you to catch them. Or they don't want you to catch them. Okay, but in all honesty, you see this thing, there are no rules to this thing.
at all.
There are no rules to this thing. It doesn't even have to be a dinner. It doesn't have to be a surprise. I think people should just understand who they are with. And by the time you understand who you're with, it will just come naturally.
But you still have to make some effort as well.
You don't get what I'm saying.
Exactly.
When
Because
you
the
know
person
who you're
can be
with.
annoying at that point.
No,
in time.
you don't get what I'm saying. When you know who you're with and you're intentional about, even if you don't have money, there are things that you can do in that house that would spike up your relationship. So,
Yes.
I have seen a case where a lady goes out. So she went out and then she just sends her husband a message. Hi, guy, how far? I'm broke. Oh. Are you at home? I need money. Make I come knock you and you pay me for that day. And she came back and said the guy was just laughing. Are you a mad person? What's the meaning of me you come knocks? She came. You know those kind of quickie.
Yeah.
Do I myself?
Yes.
My money. The guy paid. Her husband paid.
Yes.
Do you understand? And then when
that
he
was their spice.
thank you. You
Yeah.
know, thank you. I've seen scenarios where they are going out. They say, see, today I'm not your wife. I'll be your side chick.
Yeah.
For every turn you turn me, you understand? We'll go write the amount. So that if I dey go tomorrow, they break. No, so, but you see,
But that's you living your truth.
that's you living your truth.
And that's the thing I keep saying. When you lie to yourself,
Jacinta,
I'm
and
back
this
there
lie,
again.
people
Yes, self-deception limits you.
Please,
Because you know why? You
Precious,
cannot tell,
Jacinta needs counseling.
no, because you know why? You cannot tell your husband that kind of thing if you're quick to rebuke others. Yes.
You think so?
If you're quick to rebuke others for doing the same thing, you won't be able to tell your husband the same thing because you're looking at you funny. What kind of two-faced woman is this?
But that's if you even tell your husband.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. You just
Okay.
made an example of,
Yeah.
okay, when we're going out, I'm your side chick, or I'm coming for a quickie. And maybe when there are conversations like that, previously.
You'd be like, hey, she did that?
Yes! And you're like, oh, your nose is up and all of
No,
that.
but guess what? They learn every day.
No, but I know, but you see, like I would say, I know like we are evolving human beings. We change over time. But like I said, live your truth. Even at the stage that you are at that point in time, live your truth. Even if it's not something that you like, let it be that is your truth. Not that you're pretending or
So,
trying
but
to
I
act
know
like
some
you're
people.
better
So I know
than
that
anyone.
for some people. So I've had cases. I just hear stories. There's some people. I know a guy who went and rented a bungalow. Do you know why he rented a bungalow?
Why?
He didn't want neighbors. He wanted to be able to fuck outside his building. But the way I say, outside like this, people go to look us. He said, so fucking what? Wow. He went to rent a bungalow. He told me, he said, the reason why I took this place was because I want to do it here. I want to do it here. I want to do it in my car. And I don't want you to say neighbors are coming. You
how
know?
How long was it for the summer holiday? Or?
No, as in, he
Every-
wanted to do
live
it.
there
No,
every day.
He that's his home.
Okay.
But you know, all the while they stayed in that house, they never knocked outside.
Because what kind of woman did you marry again? That's another thing. Did he live his truth when he was getting married?
Oh yes, obviously. You see, sometimes you can't change people.
True though.
You know.
So or
You would
maybe
know-
maybe it became something he wanted after a while.
No, he's always been like that. But you see, the problem again with these things is, when you're dating, you'll get to like 2 or 3 chicks. So the one you want to marry, you're not going to use them too much.
No, I don't think that applies. No, it's a lie.
Precious, am I lying?
No, it doesn't apply. It doesn't apply. It depends
Wait.
on your
Not all the
chemistry.
time.
Precious,
Not all the
we're
time.
not saying it happens all the time. Am I lying? Does it happen or it doesn't happen?
It happens.
No, you're
Yes,
not.
it
They
happens.
sex
You
one
go
when they
see
walk out,
guy.
they
You go
enter
get like
house.
3 or 4 chicks. There are girls that will knock him every day. But you see that one when he won't marry. You
You
get
treat her
keep
like
am. You dey treat her like
like
egg. You treat her like egg. So that one don't know say not be in the sustain baba. Oh. We plenty way they sustain baba. And then when you now get married, you're in the house 247. Those
Yeah.
other girls cannot come in. Omo, you get to double up your, and then you not say what happened? But you did what you're not like this. You don't know say but by that time,
Yeah.
people dey where they help you augment the
Was,
matter.
yeah.
It happens. So that's you not living your truth.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yes,
Yes.
that's true. But you see,
Yeah, so that's you not
he
living.
could have.
So he was actually living his truth.
No,
But
he wasn't living his truth at that time because, okay, like I said,
one of that girl knew.
But guess what? You're not
Guess
supposed
what?
to.
Another girl
Are you
knew.
supposed to have 3 girlfriends at the same time?
But they do it.
No, but I'm just saying you're lying already. You're living in the line of the
But
same.
you guess
You're
what?
living in the same.
But guess what?
Oh my
Maybe you
God.
not toast the. You see, we had a conversation here where they said, Precious, you were here now when they said you will not go
Yes.
toast girl. The girl go assume say I be your babe. That the
Yes.
partner you have for Nax is not your girlfriend.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is, if you want someone to be your girlfriend, or you want to be in a relationship with someone, yeah, I'm just saying, are you supposed to be having other people outside? Are you supposed to? That's the word. Are you supposed to?
Counselor Precious,
You're not supposed to.
Jessica is asking you a question.
Yes. Are you supposed to have 3, 4? Then you have to pick
It
from
depends on
pick.
what that relationship is all about. Did you agree you were going to be monogamous towards each other?
Even
They
when-
never monogamous never entered
even
the now
even
dating.
when exclusive, yes,
Exclusive.
exclusive. Even when you guys talk about being exclusive, most of the time they still have 4 or 5 out there. So you're still back to you're not living your truth because
Now
you
people
told
do
someone
open
now.
relationships. So
Yeah, but then that is when it's discussed because come on,
Who discusses open relationship?
oh, you don't know people discuss it.
Those are the. See, let's say, from on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe we have 90. On the scale of 9, we have 9 sets of people doing open relationships. Trust me. Oh, we have a caller. Hello, Chioma.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, okay. So, firstly, I want to say big ups to you guys for this whole content
Thank you.
because
Thank
this is my
you.
third time
Thank
watching
you.
and you keep bringing up social cultural topics that need to be spoken on.
Thank you.
But anyways, I just have a little bit to add to the
Okay.
topic.
Okay.
I see that the
Okay.
hosts are doing like a very, very good job at talking about it. But I believe that they need to also realize that for any relationship to even become a long-term relationship and it to be successful at that, both parties need to from the beginning be honest. Like a host has been saying, you need to live your truth because that's the only way you can actually, would I say, put your best foot forward. The both parties have to be committed to one another. They have to bring things to the table, not just their body or sex. Let me say it that way. But they need to respect one another. They need to know that they need to, from the beginning, realize what their plan is. Because if they don't do that, along the way, they would either become miserable or they would end up hating themselves. And there are lots of relationships nowadays, even marriages nowadays, where both parties are just in it for being in its sake, just because of what
Yeah.
society would say,
Yeah.
and they're patching. But is that really the way life should be? Is that really how we should live our lives? So for you to keep the spark in any relationship, first and foremost, you guys need to be compatible. In my own opinion, they need to be
Yeah.
compatible. And other than that, I also feel like we have, and there's another host that I think is not here that said something about bringing spice into the relationship, doing things differently. Yes, you need to do that. You need to be intentional about your spouse, your partner. You need to always put in the effort because I see that people get laxed when they're in a relationship for a long time and just like, oh, she's been my person, he's been my person for a while, so he understands me. But no, we're ever changing and there are different things we go through and there are different ways we would interpret things. So I believe that communication is very, very important so that no one keeps anything in their mind, like our host said, so that no one ends up being resentful. Don't take your partner for granted. Appreciate whatever it is your partner does for you. If they do something you don't like or you don't think is right, address it in a respectful manner because all of this adds up to how your relationship would be in the long term. Give room for to your partner to have the space to be able to talk to you about anything, so that over time you would have a
Yeah.
blissful relationship. Don't just I think the main problem with relationships that have been for a long time is the fact that people just relax. They just feel like, oh,
Yes.
okay, because
Yes,
I've been with this
finish.
person for
See
a long
See
finish.
time,
finish, yeah.
That's what we call
that
see
means
finish.
everything is fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
Chima.
that's a major issue.
Yeah.
That's a major issue. Not being
Yeah.
intentional with your partner, not putting in as much effort as you would in the beginning,
Yeah.
is very, very
Yes.
important.
Yeah. True talk. Choma,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, what Choma just said makes a lot of sense. But we're saying that spark, you continue to put it, but after 5, 10 years, let's say after 10 years, you don't want to do those same things again. You get caught up in something else, like she said. But if you're true to yourself, you can have a conversation to say that, you know what, darling, we're not doing these things anymore.
Yes.
Let's just chill.
Find
Just
do
go for
something else.
find something else
Yeah,
to do.
maybe it could be anything. It could be anything. It could be okay. Or maybe you guys are used to going to maybe some sort of holiday all the time. Oh, let's do something different. Let's take a different approach when it comes to holidaying. Maybe
Or
you
let's
guys,
just move to the village.
if that is even an option as well. That is if you guys will
That's a very good option. Oh.
really
Not
village.
for Jacinta. Not for
Really?
Jacinta. Jacinta
Come
said
on.
really village.
Really? Come on,
You know
girl.
why I said it? When you say, oh, he doesn't have a PA. If you go village, who go be your guy PA?
No internet connection, no
Do you
communication with
understand?
the outside
No, no,
world.
come on, no, you
No,
went too
but
far.
at 60.
No, no. You could, you get okay, but you could go somewhere else. The weather is better. No mosquitoes and all of that. You don't want to be falling ill when you're old. Come on, you don't want malaria. So yeah, maybe get a country home somewhere. In a nice place, maybe the mountains, and you can see the snow. Anyway, what am I saying?
Basically. Basically.
Intentionality. I
like
said
you
it.
a lot.
Huh? What?
Mountains to see the snow.
Do you understand? Precious
is-
understands.
You dey Port Harcourt, they love her for Lagos. You dey Port Harcourt, they love her for Lagos. Climb mountain for Port Harcourt. Make you dey see.
No,
They
but-
follow this in the highway. You're following this in the highway. Okay.
Oh, please, I come in peace. So you see, yeah. So like Chioma had rightly said, and that's what I was saying. See, it's intentionality and a lot of effort in it. Because to be honest with you,
Yes.
long-term relationship is amazing if
Oh,
it's done the right way.
If you have the right, if you have the right person in your corner, you would smile. In fact, you would die a happy man or woman.
Thank you. Like we were saying earlier on before we
Yes.
started the show, most of people when they get really old,
Yeah.
and then they are sick, maybe
Yeah.
they have diabetes, cancer, whatever it is. You see, having people that love you around your deathbed
the best
is one of the
thing
best feeling you can ever have.
everybody can
And
have.
you see, people,
Yes.
but some people are sick and there's nobody around them, and you wonder why, and then they lie down there with so much regrets. So what am I saying? Those people who have loved ones around them put a lot of efforts into building relationships with those people.
And then some smart ones, once they're getting to 60, they start mending their relationships.
They start mending.
which
Yes.
is also,
mending.
yes, which
Yes,
is also
they
a good
start-
one.
They
Because
start
now
mending
they know that
because,
okay, in
yeah.
the next 20 or 10 years, I might
Yes.
not be here anymore. What have I done wrong, or what is it I need to do?
That's
or
when
I
they
meant-
give their life to Christ.
which is a good thing. There's no problem if you start late. But if you don't start at all, that's when there's
That's
an
when there's a
issue.
problem, yes.
If you have ex-wives
Yes.
or whatever, make amends. Call your daughter, call your son, whoever it is.
But you
know?
see, you're doing it at your convenience.
But it doesn't matter.
What if the person you're going to call is not ready?
Good for you. You might not win, but
Okay.
try. Make an
Okay.
effort. That's what I'm saying. Of course, the other person also has every chance or every reason to say,
Yes,
I don't
and
want to
say,
talk
"Why
to
did you
you."
take this long? I've
Unfortunately
already-
for
yeah.
you left it late. So there are
Yes.
consequences
To every action.
to leaving it late. But if you can,
Yeah.
try. A lot of people don't even do it to their deathbed, and they die with a lot of regret. And some people even fight cancer and fight a lot of sicknesses due to the love that they get on the sick bed.
Oh, yes.
The
agree with you.
emotions, the
with
affirmations,
you.
the love, and all of that. Their wives are sitting down there. All of that. They come out of very deadly diseases. Just that alone. So it's very important that when you have them at that young age, you have to be intentional about them. You have to sacrifice. You need all the efforts you can so they can enjoy it when you're old.
Yes, because I think that
Yeah.
when people say that wealth is not money,
At all. I can tell you that for a fact.
wealth is not the amount of money you have. Wealth is love, peace,
Happiness.
happiness.
You know.
That's the amount of these things you have and how fulfilled you are in life.
Yes.
And
And
what
long-term relationship
long-term
actually does deepen
helps you-
fulfillment.
Because sometimes, I know a very rich, when I mean rich, I don't want to begin to call names. I know a very rich man who could pay any amount of money. If you could pay for a life, he would pay and he will still be alive today.
Doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. His house in Banana Island, there's nothing happening there. The houses, in fact, na cockroach and
But
different
you know
things
what?
they
You
live
know
there.
one thing. I am a big fan. I say I'm a big believer that we take our experiences with us when we leave Earth. I believe that, and that's why sometimes you say your soul is back because our soul takes the experiences. What we have in life is our experiences, and I always tell you, as much as you can, explore, experience. That's the only thing we take. And when we have such experiences from loved ones, happiness, joy, your soul takes it when it goes. I don't know what anyone thinks out there, but I somehow believe in reincarnation as well, and so much more. That's why you see a child say, some people will say a child is acting like an old man or things like that.
Let me give you
But
a
I
story.
believe experience is what you have on earth. Yeah.
Let me give you a story. My younger brother got married in 2010. My grandmom died in 2005. So that's 5 years. You understand? That's when he got married. And then he had a child in 2018. So that's like 13 years after.
Yeah.
When my grandmother was alive, there's a way she rolls fufu when she wants to eat fufu. She'll sit down like this. She'll cut the fufu and she'll roll it like this. My younger brother is in America. His daughter, who has never met my grandmother, who has never eaten fufu in her life before, the first day they gave her fufu,
Happens to roll it the
she
same
rolled
way.
it like this. And guess what? My dad's younger brother was in the house that day. He was just looking and smiling.
I said, "This is my mother."
This is my mother.
Because you see, her
Like,
experience
do you
is
understand?
what she's using to roll that eba
See,
or
she
that
was
fufu.
She did it calmly.
See, it's the experience of the food.
If she opens her mouth to
Wow.
speak to you, think that
It's
is one
her
old woman
Yeah,
that is speaking to you.
yeah. So I believe in that.
So
a lot.
I've seen that happen, but again, I don't argue it. But I've seen it happen, and I know in the Yoruba land they have Babatunde, Yabo. They have different
Those
names
people
for
were not fools
reincarnations.
to give those names to
Yes,
these
so
children.
that's culture, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Those things happen, but basically, wealth to me is peace, love, happiness,
Happiness.
right mental state. See, I realized that once you're mentally strong, your mindset is in the right place. There's no battle you can't win.
Not at all.
The first place anything attacks, it's your mind. Once you don't have it, once there's no control, you're not in control of your mind anymore. Whatever wants to happen will happen to you. It will just crush you.
Yes.
But once your mind is telling you that, you see, this thing is nothing, trust me, you won't know how you move past that thing. And I think once you have it, that you would always be a happy person. So I'm not making this about tribes, but growing up, they tell you the Igbo man would say that my wealth, you see it on my wife and the children. Their skin, the way this kind of school they go to, you won't see the money on an Igbo man.
Hardly.
It is the wife and the children. So that's transferring happiness,
Yes, love. to
love
them.
to them.
So when you see them, you're happy.
When you see them, that's what gives
That's what
you
makes
joy.
him happiness. Yes, that's what gives him happiness.
But you see, those values are all lost. Now there's Yoruba demon, there's high priest, there's high priest, there's
Hausa something, Igbo something. Like,
there's just so
and,
many,
and,
just
and,
so
and,
many
I'm
things.
telling you that the foundation for all of these names it still goes back to lies,
Okay.
deception. Because you see what happened, there's no value anymore to words. Which is one of the it's a currency that is like we exchange it more than anything. Because when you talk, you exchange words, right? That's a currency. But if
Okay,
you're
so-
exchanging your currency, your words, and it's all lies, no value, a lot of things will spring up from that entity.
So somebody sent a message and said, her name is Anne Asaman. Good evening, ladies. My question is, do you have to get to 60 before you need your relationship? Because most times, mending relationship is one-sided.
Mending relationship is one-sided.
Do you have to get to 60? No, you don't have to get. So we say, I think why we're discussing 60, because that's the time it really dawns on you that you need somebody. But your relationship should be...
You should mend it every
every
day.
time, every day.
And that's why open communication
It's
is
a
very
journey.
important.
Relationship is a journey.
It's a journey. And then even at 60, you're looking back to discuss what you did 20 years before, what you did at 40, you're laughing, you're sharing your experience with your children. So it's a continuous journey. But we're just saying, if you don't do the right things at 60, before you get to 60, then there's a big problem.
And then you still have a chance to do them.
Now
if
at
you
60,
can.
you know how you say you remember say you not do well. But the truth is, at every point in time, you should make sure that your relationship is in a good place, so that you can go home.
Yes.
They say your place of peace, I be your home,
It should be your place of peace,
your
a place
place of
rest.
peace, your place of rest. You go
Very
home and you
important.
can lay your head. Even if you get to sweetie baby outside, it not feel sweet
you
past your
just
house.
feel sweetie
Oh,
baby.
sweetie baby. Yes, now. 2IC, second in command.
Franca, where'd you get all these words from?
Please, I've told you. I know they talk anytime. Jesus get today. Please follow
And you
us
said
on
everything.
please follow us on all our social media handles. YouTube at Official Upgrade TV, and also note that you can send us emails at counsel@vodaconsult.com. This is our last week of the episode of the show for the year, so we're going to be bombarding you guys with plenty things from today, tomorrow, next. Guys, cry. Una bye bye.